So in the previous video, we talked about the design screen for the data tracking app for this demonstration, tracking the flu patients. In this video, we're going to cover variables and our functions that we're going to run in this app. So I'm going to initialize a bunch of variables here. The first one I'm going to call our entry amounts. Our next one is going to be the average. We're going to have our entry months, again, because we're tracking those flu patients. We're going to have our display list, what we're going to display and show, and then we're going to have our sum. So we're going to come here and grab our math blocks, our average here. We're going to start off with 0 and our sum, and I'm just going to stick my math blocks together. The other thing I'm going to do is for my entry amounts, I'm going to create an empty list. For my entry months, I'm going to create, or my display list, I'm sorry, I'm going to create an empty list. And same with my entry months. So we're all going to create empty lists upon initialization. Now, I know I'm going to need to write a procedure for that, my display. So we're going to find the sum because we're doing addition there. So in this, we're going to set our global sum equal to 0 when we run this function. Then we're going to grab for each item in the list. So we're going to grab under our control, and we're going to say for each item in our list. And which list are we talking about? Well, we're talking about our global entries in this one. So we're going to come up here and we're going to get our global entries. And we're going to set our global sum. So we're going to set our global sum, grab our addition block to getting our global sum, so I can duplicate right here, to getting our item. So I'm going to come up here to variables. I should have been able to grab it right from that block, and I want to get it from this item. So whatever we entered is that item, and then we're going to add it to our global sum. Now what we need to do is we need to display that. So I'm going to find my total number label. Here's my total number label. I'm going to set my total number label. I'm going to set the text of that to get that global sum then. So now that we've set up our function for our sum, we want to set up our function for our average. So I'm going to come up here, we'll write another function on this one, and we'll call this the display average. I'm going to grab my if-else statement for my logic here. So we're going to grab an if-else statement. And what we want to basically say is if our list is empty. So if our list is empty, and which list are we talking about? Well, we're talking about our global amounts here. If it's empty, we're going to tell our notifier to show the message that the list is empty. So I can come up here, grab my text box, and say the list is empty. If it's not empty, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my global variable here for my average. Now this is where I'm going to set up my algorithm for. It's for finding my average. So I'm going to come up here to my division block. And I'm going to say I'm going to get my global sum. And I'm going to divide it by the length of my list. So I'm going to go length of list here. And I'll move this over so you can see. And I'm going to divide it by the global entry amount. So the length of that list divided by that will give me an average. And what I want to do then is I can duplicate right from here. And I want to display that average. So I'm going to say my average number label. And I'm going to do the text of that equal to my